welcome to Mission Viejo Today. I'm your host, Kelly Tokarski, and I'm excited to talk about a program that is making a difference in the lives of young people in our community. Joining me today is Mission Viejo Mayor Trish Kelley to discuss the Community of Character program. Mayor Kelley, thanks so much for being here. Now, you are the co-founder and co-writer of the Community of Character program. Tell me what that is and why it was started.
Yes, the character program here in Mission Viejo is very important to me. It actually began shortly before I was elected. I was approached by a gentleman of the community, Bill Klimek, who talked to me about making Mission Viejo a city of character. At the time, I was PTA president at Capistrano Valley High School, and I was active in the school's character club there. And so this was a great fit for me to actually bring a character program to a city, to make Mission Viejo a city of character. In 2002, when I was elected, shortly after that, I placed on the agenda a resolution to create and establish Mission Viejo as a city of character. From there, the City Council approved the concept, but they did not approve funding. And so as a PTA president, we do unfunded programs all the time. So I was tasked with developing a program, forming a committee, finding donors, and I worked closely with my friend in character, Bill Klimek, who has done a lot of character work in the city on his own. And together we formed a team and we co-founded the Community of Character program. The program is based on 12 different character qualities. We focus on a different one every month. And there's a lot of rich history about how we developed the character traits, how we chose the character traits, and then what we do with them.
So the program is basically a volunteer effort?
The program began as a volunteer effort because the city approved the concept but did not approve any funding. So the committee was formed with a group of volunteers, and there were students, adults, kind of a broad spectrum over the community, but a small group, a group of about 12 of us. And together we brainstormed and determined what the program should be. My son was one of the teens on the committee. He was a junior in high school at the time. He and I actually co-authored one of the character qualities. The program consists of the 12 different character qualities, and they are conveyed or portrayed in a character poster each month.
Let me stop you for a second if I could. What are the 12 character qualities?
The 12 character qualities, and I will add that they were voted on by our Mission Viejo residents. Our Mission Viejo residents selected the character qualities. We begin in January with perseverance, and I'm going to show you the posters that we provide for the schools. And the picture changes each year, but the word stays the same, and the newsletter stays the same.
Okay.
This is perseverance, our beginning in January. In February, the quality is unity, teamwork. In March, the quality is integrity. It's a very difficult one to picture. In April, our character word is service. Some of these posters are from the current year and some are from past years. In May, we focus on moral courage. This one I think is my favorite, moral courage. It's so important. June, we focus on citizenship. And in July, our word is fairness. Another really important one, they're all important, but in August we talk about self-control.
Okay, that's a great shot.
In September, the kids are going back to school, and we talk about responsibility. And respect, we tie in with our walk against drugs and teaching the children and the adults about the importance of respect. November, the obvious choice is thankfulness. We have many opportunities in November to be thankful.
Okay.
Thanksgiving and Veterans Day. And in December, of course, we talk about caring.
Now that one happens to be my favorite since those two are my kids. So I'm a little biased to that one.
These children are your children, and each month we look for a new picture which will highlight and will depict what the character quality is. So we were thrilled to be able to use this picture of your two little children who are a little bit older now. They're like 2 and 5 now.
2 and 4. Good.
2 and
Thank
4.
You, Mayor.
So that's basically what our character program embodies. Mission Viejo's program is unique because when I first approached the City Council about this, as I said, they didn't approve funding. So as a PTA president, I knew I had to raise the committee and raise the support and get our materials sponsored by someone who would provide the free copies.
Right.
Each school then, we have 25 schools in Mission Viejo. Each teacher.
So all 25 have implemented this program?
This program is offered to all 25 of our schools. There are 2 private schools and the rest are public schools. And we deliver, the volunteers, and I am one of the volunteers, we deliver these character materials to each school every month. And each teacher receives a poster to put in her classroom. The school receives the same picture in a larger size to display around the campus. And then each teacher also receives a 2-page newsletter that talks about the character quality. For instance, this one is moral courage, and it talks about moral courage is different from physical courage. Moral courage is being brave enough to do the right thing, whether it's popular and whether there will be a cost to you. So we talk about the character quality. We provide books of character that the children's librarian has provided for us so that parents can read and reinforce the quality at home. We also provide quotes about the character quality. We provide application bullets. What does it look like? How do I bring it into my life, and what do I do with it? And so that's the basic crux of the program are our character newsletters and our character posters.
Okay, so thank you very much. What is the Character Garden?
The Character Garden is a really exciting aspect of the program for me. This, as I mentioned, this was brought to us in 2003. The character program began. And in 2004, our city made the Character Garden the focus of Tierra Nativa. Tierra Nativa was a 10-year program, a work day, an earth day, service day, where families, scout troops, and individuals could come out and do planting along our trails. The year 2004, the focus was on our Character Garden, and this is the trailhead on Marguerite Parkway that is the beginning of the 6-mile Mission Viejo Trail.
So that's the Oso Creek Trail.
It's the Oso Creek Trail. The Tierra Nativa theme that year was cultivating a Mission Viejo community of character.
And what year was that again, Mayor?
This was in 2004. And the work that was done there, there are 12 stepping stones that have a curvy shape to them, and each stepping stone has one of the character qualities written on it. So there is service and moral courage and integrity, and these stepping stones lead up to a fountain that has an inspirational quote about character on it as well. And also at the Character Garden, there are mosaic tiles that depict some of the history of Mission Viejo.
Okay, that's great. It gives people something to think about when they're walking. Now, what does the Community of Character Committee do? Who are they?
The committee has changed since our beginnings when we were truly a volunteer committee. Many of the people are the same, but it's still a small group of adults who meet and plan activities, and we try to provide a presence at all of our Mission Viejo events. We are constantly looking for new ideas. We recently implemented a new program that we call it is a middle school character forum. And I believe we're going to be able to show some footage from a recent event we did on that. And this program actually reaches out and touches middle school students, those 6th, 7th, and 8th grade years when the kids are so vulnerable to the pressures of peer pressure
Right.
and just pressures of society. So we have partnered, it's a collaborative effort, we have partnered with the business community, the Chamber of Commerce, and the principals at the middle schools. The principals gave us the topic they wanted to discuss. We have done it at 2 middle schools, New Hart Middle School and then Los Alisos Intermediate School, so both school districts. The principals have offered the program as a voluntary sign up for students, and both of them had about 100 students. They're presented with character dilemmas, and in this case, both of these cases, the principals chose the subject of bullying because that is such an issue.
Which is a very good topic to talk about, yeah.
Yes, bullying and cyberbullying. We have a facilitator, the president and founder of Passkeys Foundation, Russ Williams, a dynamic speaker. He's the facilitator, he sets up these scenarios, and then the children are broken into groups of 6 to 8, and each table has a mentor who will help them to discuss and talk about the character scenario and what they should do about it. So the character committee does a variety of work such as that. That's our newest program. We also have begun a couple of years ago movies of character. So every month, in addition to seeing the character word on the bus shelter, like these old posters from years ago,
Right.
in addition to seeing it on the bus shelter and on our signboard in Mission Viejo and in our news publications, we also provide a movie of character free every month, and the movie of character will go along with the character quality
Of that month.
of that particular month.
That's wonderful. And now, do you think, and I know that the program has been ongoing for several years, what type of impact do you think that it's had on the community?
That's the most exciting part for me, because when I began this program, I'm a mother, I have 3 kids, and my youngest was in high school at this point, and the reason it was a burden on my heart to do something like this is that I had seen through my children's lives that good kids can make bad decisions. And my kids all made it through safely, but I saw a lot of my friends' children and just other kids at the school who made tough decisions, bad decisions. So my goal was to be able to instill in children and in adults the foundation of good character. And has it been effective? I can only look at what I hear and what I hear from teachers, from principals, from our teen students who also have a subcommittee. And when you listen to the teen students, the student committee, they will talk about how, having grown up with the character words surrounding them, talking about it at school, many schools talk about it during the flag ceremony, some of the teachers incorporate it into their curriculum. The high school students then will say that it has made a difference in their lives. And hopefully we've given them tools that when they're faced with a decision, they can reach inside themselves and draw from that foundation of good character and be able to make the right choice.
That's great, Mayor. Thank you so much. So it does sound like the program is changing people's lives. We have been talking to Mayor Trish Kelley about Mission Viejo's Community of Character program. When we come back, Castile Elementary School Principal Laura Lyon will be here to talk about how the program works in her school. Stay with us. welcome back. Principal Lyon, thank you so much for joining us today. Can you tell me how this program started in your school and how long it's been there?
Absolutely. Castile has had our character program for approximately 10 years. Shortly after the city adopted the community with character traits, our school's PTA got together and decided to, award students in collaboration with our classroom teachers for this, for their wonderful character. And so we have character traits every single month that students are recognized for displaying, and we do September through June, obviously, being off for the summertime. But so our PTA really took the lead on it, and every principal since then has, continued with that tradition. And it's morphed a little bit into a couple of different things, but we still recognize students, and now 2 every month since I've been the principal there. We've added a second student instead of just choosing one. So
okay, thank you. So how do you infuse the character qualities into your program at school?
As a school principal, I am sure to recognize the character trait of the month in our flag assemblies that we do weekly, memos to the staff. We have our office manager does weekly messages, and there'll be a little quote at the bottom of the message, and that's to the staff. For the students, our teachers are really good about giving students opportunities to shine in their classrooms, and one way in which they do that is through the character traits. Also in the curriculum, when it lends itself, they definitely will highlight different traits. And I was just in a classroom 2 weeks ago where they were doing a lesson on Ruby Bridges and talking about her. And one of the things the kids did was recognize and list out all of the ways that Ruby Bridges had persevered in her attempts to go to school when others did not want her to go to school. And so the whole lesson was, based on her perseverance.
Okay, great. Now, do parents get involved in the program? Because I know it's really important to have that positive reinforcement at school, but if you don't have it at home, I know that can make it possibly difficult. So do parents get involved? Do you encourage that?
They do. And, through the messages that I send out, I'll give parents little tips here and there about ways in which they can, have conversation starters at home. Kids will come home with different ideas that, and topics that they can, discuss. We have opportunities for parents to come and volunteer on our campus. And so when they're walking our hallways, they're seeing the character traits plastered all over the school. They're on our handball courts. They're on the walls of the school. They're in the links that we display around the school from Rachel's Challenge. And when we participated in that with the city, we've continued creating the kindness chains, and we display those in our office. And so parents participate in that as well. And then, of course, all the different ways that we reach out in the community with community service projects. Clearly the parents are helping to spearhead that with their children and promoting, caring and thankfulness with their children.
Okay, that's great to hear. Now, we talked a little bit off camera about the subject that's a hot button these days, bullying. Is the purpose of this program to deter bullying, and do you think it's helped if it is the purpose?
I wouldn't say that when it initially, came to our school that was the initial purpose. However, given the fact that bullying is such a hot topic, and we do have, legal things that we have to do in our schools to make sure that our children are coming to school in a safe environment every single day, that I believe that the character program definitely helps to deter bullying, because kids are talking about these things on a daily basis. They're looking out for each other. They're standing up for each other outside on the playground. You will not find one time when a child does not hurt themselves on our playground and there are not 10 kids rallying around, let me take him or her to the office, I'll do it. They just do that out of the kindness of their heart. And, I believe that our school has children with very good character, and I'm very proud to be the principal there.
Okay, that's fantastic, and that makes me feel better because my kids are going to be entering elementary school this coming September. One of my children will be. So do you think that basically the program has made a huge difference on your campus? Has it changed people?
I do think that it has changed people. I think that I mean, I could go into a long speech about how society has changed, and parents are different today than they were at one time, and we have different challenges. And I think that having a good, solid character program at your school that you live and breathe on a daily basis and that you continue to promote, people don't have any choice but to participate. Okay. And it makes me very excited when I hear about how the kids move on into middle school and high school, and how they talk about the things that made a difference for them in elementary school, and that they've been able to really think about being a person of good character as they move through school.
Okay, that's great. And let me shift to you, Mayor, for just a second. How do you measure the program's success? The principal's given us some great examples. Now, how would you personally measure the program's success?
And that's a good question, because it is not something that you can easily measure as far as scientific measurement, but we have seen the teachers, the principals, and I have seen changes in the school campuses. I've had kids on school campuses for 20 years because with my 3 kids, and I have seen change on the campus. But I want to just begin by stating what our mission statement was when we passed the resolution to become a city of character in February 2003. The statement of character mission is to create a positive environment in our community by using a framework that builds good character, values, and assets, thereby making Mission Viejo a stronger, healthier, and safer community. And we do have lots of evidence that points to the fact that it is a safe and healthy community. Our former chairman of the Character Committee was our police services crime prevention officer. Okay. She will say that having this program and implementing this program has increased public safety. There's also, I'm really pleased to be able to talk about some of the awards and opportunities that the city has won. In 2004, just a year after we got our program kicked off, Mission Viejo was recognized by the California State League of Cities. We received the Helen Putnam Award of Excellence Grand Prize for our character program. A few months after that, also in 2004, we were asked to showcase our program at a booth at the League of Cities conference and hand out our materials and talk to other cities about how they could bring the program in. Shortly after that, in 2005, we were recognized by the California Parks and Recreation Society, and we were asked to come to their conference in 2005 and teach other cities what we did and how they could bring similar programs to their cities. So I traveled there, and a couple of our staff members went and presented a workshop training other cities how they could do it. And then finally in 2010, we were a presenter. We were asked to be a presenter at the National Character Education Conference. And at that conference, which was mostly educators, we talked about our program, and we presented a workshop on how other organizations and cities could come up with a similar program. So success is seen through our accomplishments and our awards we've received, but also my success is if I walk up to a child on the street and say, what's the character quality this month? 9 out of 10 of them will tell you what it is. And I also look at our vibrant teen student subcommittee of the Character Committee. It's a group of about 50 young people who are devoting a lot of hours and time to this, and they will say what an impact this has made in their lives. So we have proof by talking to students, by talking to teachers. I've had a teacher tell me that that she's actually seen the kids surrounded by a culture of character, and they internalize the character qualities.
Well, and that's a good question too, to go back to you, talking about internalizing the qualities. Have you seen the program grow at Castile?
I have, and the way that I've seen it grow is by student groups get very excited about starting little, we stop short of calling them clubs because clubs sound exclusive,
right,
and we are inclusive,
Mm-hmm.
correct. So, you know, I know that when we were doing the Rachel's Challenge, they started a kindness club where they were specifically trying to find people doing kind acts and running around and pointing them out to people on, you know, the supervisors on the playground or the teachers. And they do that. They have a friendship week that is student run, where they do a lot of activities to try to bring in ways to be better friends with others and to look for qualities in other people that, you know, that they would want to be friends with.
Okay,
So
great.
that's really exciting.
That's fantastic. And let me ask a final question of you, Mayor, and thank you again both for being here today. What other cities have you seen that have shown interest, or countries for that matter, in this program?
We have seen interest from surprising places. We actually had a council member from the Philippines come to visit Mission Viejo to learn more about our character program, to bring back ideas for her own city in the Philippines. We've heard from China. We've heard from Australia, and then of course at our various events that we've put on, we've had nationally groups, cities, and organizations that are interested in learning about our programs, and we were able to provide information in the workshops and in the seminars that we put on at the various conferences. So for me, it's all about what can I do to make a difference in the lives of others. And I know that our principal shares that same thought. That's her business, is making a difference in the lives of others. So I feel like our character program has given us a way that we can make a difference in our city, in our community. It's not just for children either. It's for adults to ingrain good character into our lives and build that foundation of good character.
Well, Mayor and Principal Lyon, thank you so much. It sounds like the program really is making a difference in Mission Viejo, and I personally thank you both for your contributions to it. And thank you all for being here today and tuning in to MVTV and Mission Viejo Today.